Anyanati mirandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Good morning. Today I have selected a verse. It's number 5 on the chapter 26 on the Canto 11 on the Srimad Bhagavatam. Tyaktva madmanam barantim natam nagna unmatavan nirpaha bilapan anvagyashyaye gore tishteti viklavam. When she was leaving him, even though he was naked, he ran after her, just like a madman, and called out in great distress, "Oh, my wife, oh, terrible lady, please stop." So, this is King Pururava, and he's an ancestor of the Yadava on the Kuru dynasty, like the clan of Krishna and the Pandavas. So this was in Treta Yuga, and it seems that this king, actually he was very righteous, he was a nice king, he was very powerful, and he made a deal with Brahma. And he asked to rule the whole world, to have everything. So Brahma, pleased by his devotion, because he made many sacrifice rituals, gave him everything. He gave him the whole world, the ruling of the whole world. And actually he was so good that the Devas, they were his friends, and the Asuras, they were actually following him. He was not enmity. He didn't have enmity with the Asuras. So he has the perfect position. Nobody will be able to take his kingdom down. He was protected in every aspect. But one day, he was visiting the heavenly planets. And then he met a nymph, a heavenly woman. And he fell completely in love with her. And she fell in love with him. So he offered her to come to earth and be his husband and wife. And she agreed with 2 conditions. The first one is she has a pet that was a sheep. And she was a little bit shy also. So she said, "I will marry you and I will stay with you on earth. Meanwhile, you protect my little sheep." She's coming with me. And if I don't see you naked outside of our shambho, outside of our room, in our intimate moments. So they are having a super happy life. And after a while, Indra started missing her. Urgavashi was her name. So Indra, the king of the demigods, he was missing her. So he made a plan to bring her back. So he sent some demigods to kidnap the little sheep. So they brought her, and when the sheep was being taken away, she started crying. So Urgashi, listening the sheep, she started complaining at the king and saying, "You swear to protect my little pet, and now she's being taken away." So he, in a rush, in a distress, naked because they were in the room, he started running behind the sheep, behind these people that they were taking the sheep. But it was in the night. And at that moment, Indra sent a lightning, a thunderbolt, and the whole sky flashed. So that pitch black night became very shiny and white. And in that moment, the nymph, Urgashi, she saw her husband naked outside of the room. So after this incident, he lost her. she left, she came back to the heavenly planets, and he stayed alone. And he was very distressed. He was very sad. And what he wrote after this, and actually this story is being told by Krishna in the Srimad Bhagavatam, he wrote this, and it's called a Gita, Island Gita. And it's his praises to the Lord, because he spent all his life trying to pursue these bodily pleasures, these worldly pleasures. And by the end, or in the moment of distress, in the worst moment for him, he realized, actually, that he had been wasting his life. And he was just pursuing things that in the end just create suffering and was not fulfilling him. So part of the verses that he was writing in this Gita says, this is the King Pururava saying, because I allow my intelligence to become dull, and because I failed to control my senses, the great confusion in my mind did not go away. Even though Urvashi herself gave me wise counsel with well-spoken words. How can I blame her for my trouble when I myself am ignorant of my real spiritual nature? I did not control my senses, and so I'm like a person who mistakenly sees a harmless rope as a snake. And he finally is this, it's more verses, but this is almost the last one. What difference is there between ordinary worms and persons who try to enjoy this material body composed of skin, flesh, blood, muscle, fat, marrow, bone, stool, urine, and pus? And Krishna is here the one who is narrating the story of this pure fellow, that he was in the top of, he was ruling everything, and then he falls down. And Krishna says, because after this, writing this Gita, this king, he realized that actually he was wasting his life. And what is the real meaning of life is to turn into God, to turn into the Lord, and then there is no suffering. So here Krishna says, he understood me to be the supreme soul within his heart, and so at last achieved peace. Later on, or recently, Guruji was commenting during the Nada Bhakti Sutras and trying to listen them again because it's amazing what Guruji has given. He was commenting about Bhakti. And he was saying that Bhakti comes step by step. It does not wake up just like that. The desire of being free from mortality and the circle of birth and death is because there must be a point in your life when you say, enough is enough. When there is something is not working in your life, even if you keep trying, you say, enough is enough. And then he says, if you are not hungry, you don't appreciate the food. That hunger is the qualification that Bhakti needs. Only those who have that hunger can give that hunger to others. He's speaking about the Bhaktas. And out of a academic class with Swami Revati that he gave the other day, I really took away this, that he says, we spend all the time, it's like we are living in a prison in this material reality. And instead of asking for going out of it, sometimes or many times we ask to the Lord actually to make this prison more comfortable. So we ask for things. We ask to rule the world. We ask for material enjoyment. We ask for fulfilling the pleasures. But in the end, it's part of the same prison, and we're still bounded to this reality. And what Guruji is saying is it will reach a point in your life when it will be enough. You will have conquered things, but then you will have a crack on that. And then the hunger for something else awakes. And he says also, time ago, like when the mind is tired of experiencing the pleasures that the world has to give to it, then one awakes into spirituality, because starts to try to find the real fulfillment. And I brought this story because recently, a friend of mine, that very good friend, I was living with them in the south of Germany before coming to the ashram a few years back. Back then, almost 4 years ago, he called me very distressed because his brother, he ended his relationship very bad with his wife. And he was super depressed, and he went to the doctor, he started taking pills, medicines to fight the depression. And I was trying to tell him, like, look, maybe this guy, Guruji, that I just met, maybe he can help him. But he was not really willing to listen. But anyway, the guy got medicated, and after a few years, now it's getting better. Of that, now of the broken heart of the relationship. But crazy enough, now, 4 hours later, he himself called me a few days back, and he's very bad. Because he has the perfect family life, he has his wife from Brazil, everything is super smooth, he has his own company, he has money, he has free time, he has a child now. But something in her changed. And the life that she wanted to have as a family started modifying. And now she's feeling like she wastes her life, and she wants to enjoy more, and she wants to go party, and she started dancing, and then the guy found himself leaving behind, and he's feeling now that he's losing her. And all of that distress of all of that he acquired, all of that he has, the perfect life, now he starts having a lot of trouble with the company that doesn't allow him to focus in anything else. So the whole day is just troubles because he's trying to sustain his position, his money, his company. When he come back home, his wife changed her mind, and now she's not into, let's have a nice family life. She's changing into, no, I want to go party. I don't want to waste my life with you anymore. So his whole life started changing and became into this point, I would say like the king, where he started touching base. And he's saying, enough is enough. No, even me, myself, before coming here, actually, I came to Guruji because I was broken heart by a Mataji. And it's not that she's bad or, there is no guilt. It's Indra in the end sending the light bulb, and then you end up, like, there is no one to blame. It's how it works. This is a reality. This is Maya. These are the rules. There always will be a reason why you end up distressed or sad. And as Krishna says, for the king, he understood me to be the supreme soul within his heart, and so at last achieved peace. And this is super key for me in my relationship with Krishna and Guru, is when you start experiencing Guruji in your heart, through external experiences or through inner experiences, is when doesn't matter anymore all what happened outside. All the stress, all the sadness, all the drama. When you have these moments in your day or in your life that he shows you that he's there, nothing else matters. There is no distress. There is no heavenly woman that can take your peace away, or heavenly king, or the Matajis. And recently, I was, even if we live in an ashram with our Satguru, sometimes we are carried away by Mahamaya, by drama, by the mind. And it happens lately that I was arguing with some fellows about seva. Because, of course, I wanted things my way, the other people their way. And that makes me really, really sad. So we were at night, and we made a fire outside of Guruji's place, and it's all the people there, enjoying, talking. And I'm really not showing that face, because I know this is a moment that Guruji should not be stressed for us. So I'm making jokes and stuff with the guys. And Guruji takes out a very hot, spicy chili. And he says, there is many new people here. They have not passed the test yet. So he started pouring chili into this, I don't remember the name, but some cookies. And he started giving to these guys. And you start seeing their transformation in their faces. Like, and we start remembering Navaratri and those times that people were like really struggling with the chili of Guruji. And I'm just walking there. I'm not new, so I'm safe. And Guruji just pointed at me and he said, give one to Aditya. He's sad. And in this moment, I didn't even say no. It was just him showing me that he knows exactly what is going on inside. He's showing him that he's inside. It brought all of this peace back inside. That, what else? What does it matter? All the dramas, if he's there, he's taking care of everything. He says there is no coincidence in the life of his devotees. Everything is taken care of. And even if it's super difficult to see with these eyes, when he's taking care, when he shows you, when you can perceive that, you realize that everything will be all right. So this is, I think, what this king was experiencing. In this moment when he surrenders to the Lord, to Krishna, he just says, doesn't matter. And he's in the peak of his distress, of his sadness. But he turns to Krishna, and Krishna says, because he realized that I'm in his heart, then peace will take over him. Jai Gurudev.